record. All right, we are live here in Coffee. We forgot our we needed the intro music.
Oh, did you want that?
Theme song.
Do you want that?
You know, you want to play a little bit. We are up. We should be up.
Okay.
But we can play a little bit of your theme song.
All right. Give me 1 second, because you know I have these earbuds on, so I don't know if you can hear it through, but we'll see.
We'll see. All
right. Give me 1 second on that while you're working on that, because I have to pull it up.
Okay. I'm checking to make sure we are live.
Right.
And of course, I'm gonna make sure we're not echoing, because
yeah, that's important.
I was echoing the first time. It was a hot mess. Because yeah, that's important. I was echoing the first time. It was a hot mess. All right, I don't think I'm echoing. Yeah, that's important. All right.
It's taking a moment for my phone to get going here. I had turned it off because even when I turn it down, people still, the sound comes through. And I have a Spanish song on there too. A salsa song.
Just salsa.
Yeah, salsa. Love it.
We're just getting ourselves set up, people. It's, you know, we gotta make sure that we are here. I'm learning to maneuver through Zoom to Facebook to. All right. So today we're going to be talking to Miss Shauna from eNannyLink. Super duper excited to have you.
I'm so happy to be here.
And she's also going to be our special guest on June 27th for our coffee.
Yay! Whoop whoop! Can't wait for that.
Everyone. If you haven't grabbed your seat, you need to make sure you do that.
Yes. And we're gonna have a good time.
Yes. Did you get the song?
I do. I have it ready. I have my earbuds on though, so should I unplug so you can hear it? Maybe I could put one here. I'm gonna have to. Tell me if you hear this. You know what I got to do.
All right.
I just want to introduce myself in this fashion.
Here we go.
Hey. Hola, everybody. This is called the eNannyLink Shuffle. It goes with my brand. If you don't know me, my name is Shauna Hibbett, and I am the creator of eNannyLink, which is an online brand on comprehensive tools on everything child care. I provide resources and tools for families online and offline as well. I'm an early childhood specialist of over 25 plus years. I'm bilingual, so yo hablo inglés and yo hablo español también. So that's what eNannyLink is all about, empowering families all over the world. And we appreciate you joining us today. Yeah. Thank you, Sybil. That's about my music. Love my music. My nephew Joe made this for me. Hey, Whipper. Yes. I hope you're dancing at home with us.
Yeah.
You don't have to know salsa to move your body. The Sybil know what's going on, though. It's about the moves. We're supposed to be going salsa dancing whenever I come to DC. Remember when we said that?
Yes. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make that happen.
Yes, yes, yes. I was supposed to come to DC last month. We had a hotel booked and everything, and I was going to come and see you and meet you. I was meeting one of my friends that lives there.
And then we had
on my list to visit.
Then we had the COVID hit us. But that's okay. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah, we will.
I
know. That's a workout. I do Island Beat Zumba on Saturday mornings. You should see what that's like.
Oh.
It's a lot.
Well, as you ladies heard, ladies and gentlemen, because this is currently airing on the Facebook group Mamas and Coffee, but it's going to also air on YouTube and the Facebook page and Instagram and website, everywhere we can get it out.
Yes.
This is Miss Shauna, the owner of eNanny Link. All things family, parenting, childhood, with over 25 years of experience. And I have to tell you, we met online, complete strangers, 4 years ago.
Yeah. It's been 4 years. Crazy. That time went fast.
Yes, it did. It really did. It really did. And we have just watched one another go through this amazing transformation. And so I am so happy to have you here talking to us today.
Thank you.
As well as being our host on June 27th. Super duper pumped about that. She's going to talk to us then about our parenting journey, staying present in our parenting journey in today's world. So you do not miss that, right?
Today's work. Woof after that. Man, oh man.
So that is going to be an awesome Saturday morning. We have that scheduled June 27th at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. Yes. So you do not want to miss that, and you can grab your tickets. It's on Eventbrite, and it's free, or you can do a donation, but it's free. So just come in and join us, and it is interactive. So you get to talk to her. You can ask her
face to face. Love that.
Yeah, so we're
energy exchange.
Yes. So, and then y'all want to dance? We can dance during that too. Just saying.
That salsa in.
One thing that I want to ask you about is, why did you create eNanny Link? Like, what was your pushing point that said, let me create this?
So, yes, at the time, I had several private clients that I provided childcare for. I started off in the classroom when my son was a little guy. I was a volunteer parent. Then I ended up becoming I decided to go to school to get my early childhood degree. For eNanny Link birthed out of the need to reach more families outside of who I can reach physically in my town. And I felt like I had a lot to offer. And in the spaces and places and platforms that I was in currently, I didn't feel like my skills and my talents were shining as much as I wanted them to shine. And I'm very global minded. I was raised in a very global minded household. My mother's family is from Puerto Rico. My father is African American. That's why I speak both languages. And I was an exchange student to Tokyo, Japan, which you and I spoke about before because you lived in Japan. I've traveled all over. And so I'm very global minded, and I love to empower families and children. And the only way I could think of doing that was to go online. I've never been online before. I never had a Facebook page. I've never had any social media interaction until I got on with eNanny Link. I had to do those things.
Wait a minute. Really?
Yes. I had to learn all of this at the same time, learn how to blog, learn how to be on social media, learn how to be in groups, learn how to post links. All of this was a brand new learning curve for me. And I started off blogging what I thought that parents would like to hear. And at the same time, I created a YouTube channel for children so that I can provide a space for their children, because I saw online there was not a lot of great things going on online back then. So I said, you know what? Children are losing the love for reading. You know, maybe if I read to them, they'll at least have a story time with Miss Shauna. So that's how story time with Miss Shauna birth
Okay.
came about. So both of them kind of merged in at the same time. Honestly, I wrote about eNanny Link a year before on a cruise ship, a trip that my husband and I took. And I wrote about what I wanted and what I was trying to do. And I'm a writer, so I have so many books that I've written in notebooks that need to get published. And so the other aspect was writing children's books. And I wanted to be able to showcase my talents and skills, gain that know, like, and trust, right? People can trust that of my experience is real and what what I'm capable of doing. And at the same time, be able to serve them in a way by providing them resources and tools that they can use. So that's how eNanny Link came about, is to just have a more of a global reach. And I'm all over now. So I'm in the UK. I have children in Trinidad. I have children all over following me. And I do children's workshop as part of my as part of my parenting lounge. I do children's workshops twice a month.
So, because I was going to ask you about that. So you went from blogging to you still write.
Oh, yes.
But you are writing. I'm sorry if you just heard that. My child just screamed.
Okay. Life. I'm all about the children.
Sorry. But you went from doing a blog to now, you mentioned a couple books, so I know that you have some things there.
Yes.
So can you tell us about that, and as well as your story time? Like, how do parents learn about your story time for?
Yes, so the story time is on YouTube. It's called Storytime with Miss Shauna. I have quite a few videos over there that I've worked on over the years. I'm working in different facets of eNanny Link right now. So I'm not regularly posting over there, but I have stories over there that you can use as a part of your resource library, especially now when you're at home. Mm-hmm. And I have quite a few bilingual stories over there in English and Spanish, if you'd like to share that with your children over there as well. And I also have a parenting section that I'm getting ready to upload all these parenting tip videos under. I was just trying to figure out how to separate them so the kids don't have access to those. So I'm still learning that. But I have a whole bunch of parenting tip videos over there too.
We don't want the kids to know
the secrets.
Our secrets.
They can't know the secrets. So my community calls me the child whisperer. And yes, I'm going to whisper the secrets to the parents. But the child, we're going to tell them something different. So yeah, they can't know the secrets. They're already highly intelligent and, already consuming a lot of information at the same time that we are. So my first book that's being published, it should be out in a few weeks, is called My Mismatched Socks. And it's a story based on real accounts that happened with my sister and I coming up. And basically, it's an empowerment book to let children know that no matter how you look or what your clothing or anything of that nature, that you are special and you are unique, and to own that, to own that. So that's what the story is about. So My Mismatched Socks it does have the socks in there, but it actually means being unique and being okay with being who you are, how you think, how you look, so because a lot of times children, and you've spoken a lot about bullying and all of those things, you get into those arenas and it's gotten so much younger and younger today, And so my sister and I experienced quite a bit of that growing up, especially being biracial, and from both cultures didn't really understand, stand us. So we had to educate them as kids. We had to educate them. And these books were actually talked about as children. My sister and I talked about recounting some of our stories and what we've been through, that we could help children today. And it's amazing that as old as I am, not old, but the age that I'm in, that is still the same stuff happening. So this book is in hope to empower children, to let them know, to own their voices and to own who they are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love that. And I think that was one of the things that connected us 4 years ago was our message of empowerment. Because, anytime you're online, you meet so many different people. And sometimes there's certain things that connect you. And I believe for me, that was the one thing that really drew me into.
I agree. I feel the same way about you. We were in several Facebook groups together. So yeah, back then, Sybil, that was a learning curve for me, you know?
Right there with you. But I was already.
You had that. Yeah, I didn't have any of that. So I had to learn all of that.
Yeah.
And 4 years later to this day, my family's like, okay, she got on Facebook. Well, I did because I had to have a Facebook page, right? So it's like, they're like, well, you don't really, I said, I know, because I'm managing a brand and, just come for the ride, so I'm like, I'm inviting you to like this page so that you can see what I'm doing and you can speak to me in that capacity, because I did get on for the reason to connect with family like that.
Right.
You can connect differently, so.
Now tell us, because you told us about your book and then you mentioned empowerment. And I know this, but I want my audience to know about your empowerment cards. Do you have them with you that you can show us?
I do. I have my empowerment cards right here. So these are youth empowerment cards that I created. And again, these were written up probably a year or two ago, so they finally came to life. But it's a deck of cards, and you can match it up with a month, or you could shuffle the cards. And children can read them in the mirror, they can read them silently, they can share them with their friends, they can carry them, or they can post them. I've had children post them on their mirrors, and they sent me pictures of how they use their youth empowerment cards. So they're in English and Spanish. So for instance, one card would say, I am strong. And then right under it would say, yo soy fuerte. And so if you don't speak Spanish, I thought about the non-speaking Spanish person. I also thought about the non-speaking English person. All you have to do is plug in the phrase in Google, and Google will translate it for you. So you can get the audio and then you can repeat it. So yes, youth empowerment cards. These are on my website. So if you'd like to get a deck, they're on my website.
And her website is eNannyLink.
www.enannylink.com.
And so you were talking, see, look, we gonna get all this yummy out. You were talking about the space on YouTube for the story time for the kids. You mentioned dropping some tips in for the moms, but you also have a special place for the parents that they can connect with you on a regular
and a one-on-one and a face-to-face basis. It's amazing what we're all going through right now in our history. Because when I wrote about this and I created it, it was the ending of last year, not knowing what was to come. So it's called the Parenting Lounge, and it's online. And I call it a me time oasis space. I craft and create content for the parents every single day. I'm the host. So we're in there together every single day. It is a membership site, and it's not on Facebook. It's on a new platform called Mighty Networks. And what I like about Mighty Networks is there's no trolling, there's no ad pop-ups, how you have all those things on Facebook. There's no noise. You get straight to the heart of the matter. So we have weekly lives where we spend together face-to-face like this on a Zoom call every Sunday. So our Parenting Topic Live, I either pick a topic or it's designated game day. And we have cyber games, which is so much fun. So we have 2 coming up this month, which is it's a cyber bingo game that I created. It's called Me Time Bingo. And then we do a Would You Rather game. So those are fun too. So every month.
That would have.
You don't like the Would You Rather?
Look, flashbacks.
Would you rather? You have to make a choice, and then you have to tell us why you chose that.
So I'm like, woo, doggy.
Yeah. Would you rather? I love that game. And we have coffee chats like this on Sundays. And then we also have monthly special guests. So our monthly guest this month was Island Beats. So it is Zoe and Iris is their brand, and they do island beats. It's like a Zumba form, but it's all to island music, to like soca music, salsa, merengue, bachata, you name it. So they came in and all the parents were together. We had our tennis shoes on and we just boogied together. And then another month we had a lifestyle coach come in that does meditation, and we were able to have a meditation together, and she was able to talk to us about the power of letting go. And then another month we had someone teaching us how to organize. She's an interior decorator and teaching us how to organize and how to make life easier while we're working with our children from home and all of these things. So every month we have a special guest. Every week we meet, and every day there's content that I created that we answer questions. There's journal prompts in there because a lot of parents were saying they need to journal more so they could try to figure out self-discovery, what their purpose is. Because I feel like now more than ever, everyone is trying to really figure out what their purpose is. We had a chance to pause and really look at ourselves and look at our lives. And there were some parts of it that we didn't like. And journaling, brain dumping, writing are all very good techniques to try to figure out that route. So the Parenting Lounge is open. Right now, I kept the rate at $9.99. That was the introductory rate when it was open March 1st. So I kept it at $9.99 because of quarantine and COVID, and moms need a space like this. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that it was at a rate. It's $9.99 per month. And you also have resource libraries on there. So I stack up a resource library, one's for parents and one for their children. And then when quarantine came, I added children's workshops. So twice a month, we're in a Zoom call like this. I'm with children all over the States, and I plan out activities for them. And the parents get their activities for them, and we go through it. We do cyber dance party, we blow bubbles together. They get to share their favorite book with everyone that day. We get to do a science activity. I do magic tricks with them, and they learn some Spanish. So, yeah.
So is that an additional cost for the kids?
No, it's only for the members, just for the members.
Okay. So if it's the member, your $9.99 membership gets you.
Children can be in the workshop.
So if you guys are listening to that,
yeah,
and you can find that at
theparentinglounge.com.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And if you go to the landing page, when you go to the landing page, there's a video of myself on the landing page that gives you more insight on it before you even try, before you fill anything out. And there's also 2 parents' testimonials. You can hear from them how they feel about being in the lounge. So, yeah, we really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
Look, the dancing. Like, I'm all like, do we get to dance every week?
Right,
Like, hey.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look. I'm looking to see if anyone left any comments.
Sure thing.
We had, hey, ladies, break it down, ladies. This is when we were dancing. Somebody was like,
hola.
Zumba would kill me. And then, my life is not set up for Zumba.
I understand. They want me to do it twice a week. I'm like, no, just once a week. That's once a week. I like to lean on my yoga for the rest of the week.
Right? So useful for the kiddos stuck at home right now. And then Miss Kristen, Miss Kristen is a OG hardcore Mac, and she dropped your link in for us.
Gracias. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anyone watching right now, watching us live, do you have any questions for Miss E. Naney? I don't want to give away anything for the 27th because I want to keep that all for the 27th. But is there anything that you could, just a little glimpse of what to expect that you could be like, no, you don't want to say anything.
So I'll just give you a little glimpse. It would just be an overall picture of some deep details on what we can do as parents to navigate these uncharted waters that we're going through right now. And just a way to try to figure it out, because not only are you trying to figure it out with your job, you're trying to figure it out for your household, you're trying to figure it out for your children. And so would just be some tools, tips, and resources to help us regain our momentum and, pour into ourselves, right? Pour into ourselves. So,
Because
mhm.
on those coffee talks, and this will be the second one. I did one last month, and we talked about me time. This one is the second one that I've hosted, but
Nice.
I really want parents, I want moms, because it is for moms to focus on them and learn to navigate life themselves. I'm really big on me time. You also know that I'm really
And you
big.
practice it. You're serious about it. And you
Oh,
should,
honey,
as you should.
look, look. As a matter of fact, last night, this is my confession.
All
Uh,
right.
Last night, I was sitting on my couch and I was done. It was past my bedtime. It was past my bedtime. I was done for the evening.
What's your bedtime?
At 8:50, I go upstairs at 8:15. I'm not
You
asleep.
start winding down.
I start 8:15.
Yeah. I like a wind down period too.
Mm-hmm. But last night we were watching some movies with the kids, and once the movie was over, I was done. Right, so I got up. These jokers decided they wanted me to look at this and talk to them about that, and I said, "I'm off the clock."
That means everything.
My daughter's friend on the phone, and
Mhm.
I heard, "Your mom is off the clock," and she's like, "Mommy, you can't be off the clock. You're never off the
Not
clock."
from being a mommy, boy. I tell you, they we.
But I said, "But you know
Mm-hmm.
that I have me time,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's a rule in my house." So my
Mhm.
kids, my kids are older, so
Yes.
I'm like, if it's not an emergency,
Mm-hmm.
what are you? And they weren't talking about nothing. They weren't talking about.
Needed some attention.
Yeah, I was like, what? What did you just say? It was,
Mm-hmm.
look at this on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
You showed me that same video,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had to pause. So I had to pause.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, okay, let me see it. But I was like, we're not going into a deep conversation because it was time for me to be in the bed. It was like 10:30.
Do they
Okay.
stay up after you during quarantine?
They stay up after me when it's not quarantine.
Really? Oh, you don't play with your rest.
Oh,
You go.
I know. I know. I am done. When school was in session, my oldest would get home about 7:30 from school because
It's a long day.
yeah, she was gone from like 7:15 in the morning to like 7:30 at night. She had practice and stuff after school, and I would pick her up, come home, we would chit chat for a few minutes. She's eating dinner, and I would go to bed. And that was our routine. And then on the weekends, like the weekends were kind of our catch up time with her.
Mhm.
She was pretty much come in, eat, or
She was on a strict schedule.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, they know. And then my other two, like they'll tuck me in. Okay, I mean, like
Oh,
literally
I love that. So cute. I love when I hear that from parents that their children tucks them in. I think it's
yeah, they'll
great.
tuck me in, and then I get a lecture. Don't get out of bed. They don't say anything to their dad. Nothing.
Of course not.
But I get the lecture. I get the
Moms need instructions.
yes.
And to be honest, we could use instructions, because we do too much. We overdo it, and our children see the difference sometimes between mommy and daddy.
Yes.
And I think it's sweet when they're like, you should come off your phone, unplug. I think it's just so sweet. I don't find it to be rude at all. They're really thinking about like parents' health and, things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an empty nester. So
Yes.
yeah, so my son's birthday actually was 3 days ago. So he I can't even say this number. Terrence just turned 31 years old. And I'm like, wow, I know.
Hey, so let me ask you this question. This is going way off of who
That's all right. Ask away.
Link is, but this mom being an empty nester, like what, because you've been through all the phases of motherhood. So what would you say was the hardest phase?
Where you're at? Teens.
Teens?
Teens was my hardest. I even remember my husband always saying, oh, you love them when they're young. You love them when they get like 10, 11, 12, 13. He said, they get to that 14, 15, 16. You be shutting down. You be like a militant. I'll have them. I was so militant. I just felt like everything I taught you all the way up to age 14 and 15 just got thrown out the, are we starting this over? You're almost in the house. What's going on? I tell you, I was a flight attendant. I took a break from the early childhood world. I had a home childcare business for 7 years. And before that, I was in the classroom as a preschool teacher. I wanted to take a break. And I love to travel. Travel is my number one thing. If anybody said that I could take travel for my work, for life, for the world, which is what I'm trying to work on, eNanny Link and all these different platforms to try to take me to spaces and places, I love to travel. Mm-hmm. And so I became a flight attendant, had to convince my husband for 2 years to do it. I become a flight attendant, and they put me right, when they found out my background, they sent me all the unaccompanied minors that were traveling in flight on my flight. I said, well, I'm taking a break, but nope, you're the child whisperer. You can't take a break. This is part of who you are. Kids relate to you. I would be in a grocery store, Sybil, and children will be in the cart or on a cart or walking with their parent. They walk past me and this is what they do. And my husband will be like, you didn't say anything to them. And they'll have the biggest smile on their face. Like, children can recognize people that are like kid friendly. Mm-hmm. You don't have to say anything. Children know when they feel welcome. They know when someone's kid friendly. And I mean, there's been kids that parents have walked away. They've stopped in the middle of the aisle to stare at me. It's been happening since I was a teenager, because I used to be a babysitter in the neighborhoods. Yeah. So when my community coined me the child whisperer, I was like, yeah.
You're the child whisperer.
That's true.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, so see, you cannot miss visiting the child whisperer. No. eNannyLink.com, theparentinglounge.com, and she's going to be here chatting with us.
Yes.
On the 27th. And if you're a Mac, because again, when this re-airs somewhere else and it's not live on Mama's a Coffee, she is a Mac. She's.
I am. I'm not in there, ladies, like I used to be, because my brand just took off into different directions and my attention had to be. In fact, I just launched, if you know anyone in the Cleveland area looking for a professional nanny in their homes, I just launched my Nanny Link agency this week with my business partner. So I'm working on that in my city. And then I mentioned to you about the podcast. So there's a podcast that I am a co-host of 3 co-hosts. We are launching in July. It's called The Heart of Chat. And it is about candid and connected conversations. So if you like to follow podcasts, we will be airing in July. We're actually doing our first recording tomorrow. Yes, we have our Instagram account is set up. So it's called The Heart of Chat, and over at Twitter as well.
Yes.
So, yes.
So she's a busy lady.
Everything childcare. Everything all for the babies. All for the babies.
It's all for the babies.
Yes.
The child all for the babies. All for the babies. Yeah. So eNanny Link, Nanny Link
Agency, the Parenting Lounge.
Parenting Lounge.
Story time with Miss Shauna. And The Heart of Chat.
Yes. A busy lady. So look. She is a Mac. She is there. She's a busy lady. But if you say, hey, Sybil, can you connect me with the child whisperer?
Oh yeah.
Connect you with the child whisperer. She
Mhm.
will respond to you.
Yep. I will respond. Yep. You could DM me, you can follow me, you can email me.
Mhm.
On Instagram, I'm Miss Shauna, MRS_Shauna_. And yeah, on Facebook is eNannyLink1, my Facebook page. So yeah, then you could, if you just go to my website, all of that is there.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's like a one-stop shop is the eNannyLink.com.
And then we'll also be having this video for anyone that's watching live or the replay. It will be on my website, which will also include all of her links and information. So if you're watching this live right now, you're like, I'm not gonna remember all of it. Unless Miss Kristen is over here typing.
Typing away. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah,
thank you so much for that. Yeah.
You know, you can most definitely find her at eNanny. If you remember eNannyLink.com.
Right.
But all of her information will be on the site. Because I know on YouTube, it'll have the video in the description, but you can always go back to, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, like I'm talking like it's
right, because you never know where your video is going to land.
Right,
so.
right.
Mm-hmm.
You can go back to eNannyLink.com and find her, or click over to mamasandcoffee.com, which is in the information on my YouTube channel, if you're watching on YouTube right now, and then click and read the article and find her.
So many platforms.
Yes, our many platforms, lovely, amazing platform. Yeah. So I want to ask you this one last question. Well, is there anything else any other platforms we need to know about, or anything else you want to share with us about yourself, what you're doing? Oh, I have a question.
What?
Where's my girl?
Mia. So Mia quit about a year ago. Yeah, she quit appearing on my videos. My husband used to joke and tell me that I didn't pay her enough. So yeah, she's done. Soon as the lights come on, the laptop, pew, she's gone.
You have to start getting Mia.
She makes rare appearances now and then. Mia, venga acá. Ella habla español también. Vente, mamacita. Vente, mama.
She's like, no.
Yeah, that ain't coming.
Carlos is under my desk. Yeah.
He likes to hear you talk.
Yes,
and he knows that you stay put the most. Everyone else is moving around a lot.
Yes.
So I was just looking under here because her bed is in the front, but she's not there. She is chilling. She's chilling in the big bed.
Yes. So is there anything else that you would like to tell us, share with us, tell us where anywhere else we can find you?
No, I think we went through. Yeah, I think you have everything. I'm excited about the 27th.
27th.
Saturday. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. So yeah.
That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So I do have one last question for you. So you know, Mamas and Coffee is all about knowing you, being you, loving you, right?
Yes.
Tell us one thing that you love about yourself.
Myself?
Mm-hmm.
The number one thing that I love about myself is, can I share two things?
Hey, look, girl.
The number one thing is I'm very creative, and I'm a creator. And I've always have been since I was a child, and I've always stayed true to that. And I feel good about being able to come up with ideas and products and services. And I come from a family of entrepreneurs. So I'm so glad that I have that creative entrepreneurial spirit. That is my number one thing. My second thing, and it's just because it's been a year, and you know what kind of year I've had, Sybil, is my resilience. My resilience. So just being able to bounce back from hard situations And the last situation that you know about, and I could get into it if you want me to, if not,
whatever you are comfortable with.
okay. So last year, I'll try to make this quick so I know you're on a time limit.
Oh,
Last year, last year I unexpectedly injured my leg, and I couldn't walk. I just started walking November, my birthday, November, the last 7 months. I had 2 surgeries on my leg. It was a freak water exercise. I don't know. They still to this day don't know what I did to my leg, but it got infected and I had to have surgery on it twice to get myself to where I am now. And at the same time, my husband was complaining of headaches for 3 weeks and ended up having what this brain tumor called glioblastoma. Long story short, he passed away in 90 days. We've been together for 24 years, and yeah, it was unexpected. It's very healthy, very healthy. You know that, Sybil. Very healthy, inside and out, beautiful mind, brilliant. So it's been about he passed March of last year. So I was in therapy, which I graduated from therapy last week. I did 14 months of therapy, bereavement therapy. So, and I'm very proud of myself.
Yes.
I don't mean to rush through the story, folks. If you want to know more about it, I actually wrote about it, and it was on the Fox 8 News, and it's in my Instagram story if you like to see the YouTube videos on Instagram story on the news. And I'm currently writing our love story that will drop next February. But I brought that to tell you, no matter what's happening out here, what's going on, we can find our inner strength and really try to find a way to continue on. So what's happening out here is horrible, you know, what we're seeing, what our children have to witness. So, and that's part of why I titled what I titled for our event on the 27th, is because we need to be able to draw on our inner strength and figure out how to be resilient whatever life throws at us. So that's my second thing that I love about myself right now, currently today in this moment, is that I am resilient and I can figure it out. My husband used to call me the bionic woman. He said I always bounce back.
And that I will say you do.
Thank you.
And because I still remember when you sent me the message, and I didn't have the words to say to you, but it was really I didn't have the words to say to you, but you had the words. You said the words to me, and I was like, wait, no, this isn't how this works.
You know what I discovered is when you're in a situation like that, people don't know how to respond to you.
Yeah.
And what I found is a lot of folks that are in the position where someone close to them passed away and they feel like people are not responding to them. I used to observe that.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that you have to educate people. You have to make the first step. And that was one of the things that my therapist loved about me, is that I made sure I reached out to everyone and let them know how they could care for me, because they don't know. And if they haven't been in those shoes or been in that space, how are they going to know how to respond to you during such a critical time, you know, what you're going through?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I felt compelled to do that. And, you know, you amongst another, it's about 6 online close connects that I'm with the last 4 years. I made sure everyone knew every step of the way what I was going through, because I valued your love and your support, even though we haven't met in person yet, but it's coming.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. And I appreciate you. Like there's the same thing. There's a few online connects that I've made that like are household names that and my family is like,
my whole family knows Mamas and Coffee.
They're like, you've never met this. Like, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, gotta talk to DC. And they're like,
yeah,
what? Like, what?
Yes. I love our connection. So yeah, It's a beautiful thing. The world is beautiful. Life is beautiful. It's just so much that it offers us, and we have to seize the moment. If we haven't learned anything in quarantine, You got to seize the moment.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes, every
I
moment.
appreciate you inviting me on here today.
Well, I appreciate you joining us because I mean, I know your greatness, the yumminess.
Thank you.
I don't know why I'm always saying the yumminess.
I
'Cause
love that. That's part of
food.
your
I
brand.
think
You got coffee and yummy food. What added to the brand?
and it's like, let's share this with I have one running down the steps. I'm like, why are you running down the steps?
Okay. It's
She has
okay.
long sleeves on. I'm like, it's hot outside. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
if we're going outside.
Okay.
She's not staying inside the house. She's about to go out. We have to go pick up her.
Real life, raw and random. Isn't that what you said? Raw and random. That's real life for you. Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, what?
Yes.
We are picking up her school stuff today. So
Okay.
this is
School's over, right?
School is over. School yesterday was
Yay.
our last day
Yay.
for mine. So this was I was talking to Miss Helen, Miss Fashion Diva girl. The other two, they picked their stuff up the other week, but they're older. They're like, we don't care. But you know, her stuff, she's like, I want to get my stuff. So I'm like, okay. So we're gonna go do that. But anywho, like squirrel that has nothing to do with this interview.
No, it's fine. It's familia. Familia is always included.
But thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Max. I hope to see you at the end of the month.
Yes. Y'all better look. Y'all better sign it. Look.
Love to be face to face. This is fun, but face to face is
face to
where
face.
it's at.
Yes.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And you will be able to ask your questions. Like that's what
the fun part
about, because even with lives and you have the questions typed out, it's a little different when you hear, because sometimes you don't convey what the message doesn't convey the same, right? If I can hear you,
you, facial expressions, body language. I love that. The energy exchange.
Yes.
It's huge. It's huge for me.
Yeah. Same here. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You can find her enannylink.com. If you don't remember any of the other handles, eNannylink.
Right.
She's a busy lady. But you can
having fun.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube,
the
Twitter for the heart of chat. What's the name?
I'm confusing you. It's okay. They just go to eNannylink. Follow me there. If you want to follow the Heart of Chat, that's on Instagram.
Heart of Chat. Yes.
Because that's coming out. Our podcast is coming out, and it's 3 of us, so it's going to be a pretty interesting dynamics. Which you know Linda Mallory. I know you know her name. Her brand is called A Life with a View blog. Yeah, it's okay. You don't have to think about it now. I'm taking up your airtime.
Like, what? Then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Then when you see her picture, you're gonna know who she is.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh yes, I know her. I got it. But yes, so be sure enannylink.com.
Yep. Thank you.
Don't forget about the Parenting Lounge.
Please join us. We would love to have you in there. So exciting.
Yes.
I love it in there.
Yes. All right, Max.
Thank you, Max.
Chat with you later.
Besos.
So.
Ciao.
Look, I'm like,
Is it all? We still recording here.
Still recording here, yeah. Let me stop that.